pagtingin.
Hi, I am Nestor Abrogena and I am a filmmaker and I've been a production designer for film, TV, and advertising for 10 years already. And my latest projects were a film entitled Isa Pa With Feelings. That's a collaboration between Black Sheep and APT Entertainment, which starred Carlo Aquino and Bain Mendoza. And another series earlier this year called I Am You. It's a production by the IdeaFirst and Signal Entertainment, which starred Julia Barreto and Tony Labusca. Earlier this year, when I was doing IMU, I was also doing another project called Love vs. Stars. It's my first collaboration with Direct Ivan Payawal. And unfortunately, we weren't able to finish our shoot because of the pandemic. So a few months after, I got a call from the IdeaFirst and of course Direct Ivan, and they're offering me to do this project called Intimate, which became Gameboys eventually. When initially I got a project, I was briefed that everything will be done online. All the shoots will be via this app called Zoom. And the actors will be shooting themselves at the comfort of their own home. So initially, the production design came in with consideration of the actors' spaces, their current houses, their current living spaces, and we have to maximize that space and whatever they have in order to pull off their characters, technically the visual treatment. So I've been discussing with Rick Ivan who the characters are. I initially read the pilot script, and I initially got the impression that this is a character-based series, and whatever is in the living space should reflect these characters and should separate these characters from the actual actors that we have. So when I was planning for the spaces of the characters, for the spaces of our actors, Elijah and Kokoy, I was tuning in to this YouTube channel called Chilled Cow, and I saw the artworks on those videos, and I'm inspired by how they look, how they reflect these characters. You can easily get who that character is in that frame. And so basically yun yung pinagkuhanan ko ng inspiration for Gameboys, yung artwork ng Chilled Cow. And immediately I applied it to Elijah's space because that was the first one that I got in the brief. And we have to maximize whatever we have currently. And during that time, I can't even go to where I store all my set pieces or store all my props. So whatever you see in Elijah's room were technically from this room, and there were some of the personal archives. And actually, namimiss ko na yung mga pieces ko. So I put them together, created this what I call neo-retro, merging the idea that it's, well, of course, the concept of gamer kasi yung dalawang character. At the same time, I wanna give it a sort of nostalgia to it kasi I'm sure early on I know music will be a part of the show. So basically, gusto ko ipasok yung pagka little retro dun sa space ni Elijah. And as per Kokoy, yung kay Gav, yung character ni Gav, I was lucky because yung actual kwarto ni Kokoy resonates to who Gav is. And of course, my limitation because Kokoy lives in Cavite. So it will be harder to send a lot of crates, just like how I did it to Elijah, because Elijah received around 4 or 5 crates of set and props. Ang worry ko kasi kung paano ko ipapadala naman sa Cavite yung mga gamit because during that time naka-lockdown pa nga, naka-ECQ pa. So we maximize what Kokoy has in his house. And luckily yung kwarto niya, it's very athletic, it's very masculine. Yun nga lang, syempre, I wish we could have put mood in the earlier scenes para kaya lang yun nga, hirap na magpadala. So rearranging lang yung kay Kokoy. Kokoy's room or Gavreel's room was the easiest to fix. Then Pearl or Adriano came into the picture, and that's another challenge that came in because basically we need to maximize this empty space, and it's a very masculine room. And yung brief sa akin, yung naging concept namin for Pearl was this boho chic kind of girl, very very carefree, very grounded, very earthy. So in a way doon pumasok yung idea na okay, probably let's put some mandala tapestries on the walls, incorporate some plants maybe in the whole set, and rearrange, bring in a bed, bring in this piano. So yun yung isa sa mga nakakatawang process kasi yung kay Adriana sobrang mabilisan, and technically halos wala rin talagang time to really prepare, and we have to move and move and move because lagi may minimit kami na airing. Like what I've said earlier, when I read the scripts of Gameboys, alam ko na it's very character-centric, and definitely our visual treatment should reflect our characters, protect the integrity of the characters, give emotions, give mood. So, but how can you do that if we are, if we have this kind of challenge wherein you cannot physically handle the sets? So the actors were really cooperative, the actors were really hardworking, and they helped me create all these visual moods, up to the point na minumove na namin ng mga bulbs ng kwarto just so we have a sense of light also, especially for Elijah. We need to create this mood because ang gustong-gusto ko kay Elijah, the character of Cairo, is alam mong reserve siyang character, reserve siyang tao, but at the same time there's a level of depthness to him. So we wanted to create this very nostalgic space, at the same time aligned to the idea of he's a gamer, he's a streamer, so at least there's a incorporation of neon lighting to it. So nakakagawa kami ng mood pag we play around with yellows, with blues, with violets, especially on special parts of the show. So yung kay Gav naman, lumilipat-lipat kami sa bahay niya kasi syempre he is in the house, unlike si Adriana at saka si Elijah who lives in condominiums. Mas malaki yung space ni Kokoy in terms so ang dami namin napiplay na angle. So nakatawa dito, napapansin niyo pa, may napansin kayo mga portraits sa likod ni Kokoy, they were from IMU pa. Regalo ko sa kanya na parang inuwi na lang niya, parang sabi sa kanya, uwi mo na to because I'm not gonna keep your portraits. So we try to maximize that. So I'm sure na napansin niyo yan in earlier episodes na meron siyang mga personal portraits at the back. Tapos syempre again, we wanted to incorporate music to the whole show, to the whole concept. So we put instruments in there. And it was fun because, well, number one, hindi normal na magkaroon ka ng art department team na actors, diba? They're the ones who setting up all those, their families, minsan nakakahiya kasi talagang sobrang thank you talaga sa mga kapamilya nila because they're the ones who are really helping arrange those sets. So pag may pag may mga kailangan ng props, I'm lucky kasi meron kaming regular na messenger who actually picks up all my props and inihahatid sa mga actors namin. Well, definitely the limitations were the challenges. You have the time, the budget, the logistics, even shooting it online. But these are good challenges. And of course, we have to respond accordingly to these challenges. And again, like what I said, it was a breeze working with the actors because they were very cooperative in terms of my work. We have to take care of the visual frame. So early on, before we start shooting, the actors, we approve the frames for the actors. We move them. I personally monitor their progress, even their wardrobe, checking if they look good online, but if there's one thing that I can pinpoint wherein it really was a challenge talaga na talagang na pinagpapawisan talaga ako was this particular scene wherein makikita sa frames yung si Gavreel, si Kokoy, at saka si Terence, si Kyle na magkasama together sa IG. Yung parang vidgram yun. So we have to shoot them simultaneously together. I have to art direct the shoot because during the time Direct Ivan and our producer sila Mrs. Zen, they were really busy pulling off the next episode. They were at post, they were reviewing. So sabi nila, Nestor, ko na bahala, try to work it out with the two actors, si Kyle at saka si Kokoy. So naiwan ako to actually art direct the whole shoot. And yun nga kasi via online, so you don't really see. So what I did was to send them pegs, tapos gagayahin na lang nila yung posing, tapos they'll send it to my Telegram, and ako naman tong download agad, put it on Photoshop, see if we can compose it together, we can compose it them together, tapos para at least pag binato sa graphics, mas madali na for them to manipulate. So isa yun sa talagang pinagpawisan ako kasi technically again, you're nanguhula ka na lang kung tama ba yung ginagawa ng mga actors mo, and wishing na sana umokay naman yung edit. So eventually, we pulled it off. Pero I think that will be the last time that I'll be doing such because ibang video sa photo eh. So it's kind of tricky. Medyo tricky yun. So yun. You know what? Technically, you made us, guys. And on behalf of my director, my producers, the actors, the other staff, I would personally like to thank you from the bottom of my heart that you've been there since day one. Kayo talaga yung bumuhay sa buong show, and you just don't know how much we appreciate you. Our gratitude is overwhelming because you guys made it happen. I mean, supposedly 6 episodes, tas naging 8 episodes. Ngayon, naging 10 episodes na, and bigla magkaka-movie pa, tapos may side series pa si Pearl. So you guys really made it happen, and we couldn't thank you enough. And because well, ako personally, this piece work, and when we do Gameboys the movie, eventually I'll be reuniting with my team, which I miss super dearly, and sobrang grateful ako kasi makaka-work din sila. So again, thank you very much. You just don't know how much our gratitude is, and we love every week na nagre-react kayo with us. You parang in a way, you allowed us into your homes, you allowed us into your family, and during this pandemic, and you know that all of us are coping with the effects of this pandemic, and every week was talagang it's a grateful Friday, you know. And again, thank you very much to all the fans of BL and to all the fans of Gameboys or actors. And yun,